You know that feeling? The absolute electric jolt when you realise the bloke you were screaming about from the stands, the bloke nobody knew a year ago, the bloke who just turned up and started tearing strips off the opposition. He isn't going anywhere. He's staying put. He's one of us. That is the feeling pulsing through the veins of every single Swans supporter right now. Forget the big money trades for a second. Forget the media circus surrounding the superstars. This is where premierships are forged. This is where the DNA of the Bloods gets solidified. We're talking about a signature that screams loyalty, performance, and pure, unadulterated footy smarts. We aren't talking about some kid who has played 2 games and thinks he's King Carey. We are talking about a man who walked into the SCG, looked the AFL competition in the eye, and said, "I belong here." And the club has responded. The ink is dry, the deal is done. And let me tell you, it is a bloody, beautiful sight. The Sydney Swans have secured their future, and they've done it by locking away a weapon that the rest of the competition was too blind to see. We are talking about Riley Bice, the dash, the left boot, the absolute cult hero of the 2025 season. He has put pen to paper, extending his stay in the red and white until at least the end of 2028. Do you understand what that means? That's security. That's faith. That is the club telling a mature age recruit, "You are the standard." I am absolutely buzzing. I'm vibrating. Because this isn't just a contract extension. It's a statement. It's a statement that the Swans recruiting team are geniuses and that the blood culture is alive and kicking. We don't just draft robots, we draft footballers. And Riley Bice, he is a footballer's footballer. So strap yourselves in. We are going deep on this one. No algorithms, no spreadsheet nonsense. Just pure passion and the hard truth about why this extension is the best news you'll hear all week. Let's rewind the tape. Let's look at the context, because without context, you're just reading numbers, and I hate that soulless rubbish. Think back to the 2024 AFL draft. Pick 41. That's where it happened. The rest of the league is obsessing over 8-year-old kids who've never played against men, kids who are still worrying about their high school exams. Meanwhile, the Sydney Swans recruiting team, the smartest operators in the room, are looking at the VFL. They're looking at Werribee. They saw Riley Bice, a 4-year-old at the time. A bloke who had done the hard yards. He wasn't handed anything on a silver platter. He had to grind in the state leagues. He had to prove he could match it with the big bodies. And what did Sydney do? They pulled the trigger. Pick 41, a mature age recruit. The media barely blinked. The experts probably glossed over it to talk about some top one or a draft pick who hasn't kicked the ball yet. But we knew, or at least we hoped. Because that is the Sydney way. We find them. We polish them. We turn them into weapons, coming off a monster VFL season with Werribee. Bice arrived at the SCG not as a boy, but as a man ready to work. He didn't need 3 years in the gym to build a body. He was ready. This extension until 2028 is the ultimate validation of that strategy. It's a slap in the face to every other club that overlooked him. It makes my blood boil thinking about how much talent gets wasted in this country because scouts are obsessed with potential instead of performance. Bice is the antidote to that toxicity. He came in, he worked his backside off, and now he's reaping the rewards. This extension is a victory for the grinders, for the blokes who don't give up, and for the brilliance of the Swans list management. They saw a diamond in the rough, and now that diamond is going to be shining at the SCG for the next 4 years. Let's talk about the debut season, the 2025 campaign, because you don't get a contract until 2028 just for showing up to training on time. You get it by delivering on the big stage when the heat is on. And Riley Bice, he didn't just dip his toe in the water, he did a cannonball right into the deep end. Round 1 2025, debut bang, straight into the fire, and he didn't look back. He went on to play 16 games in his first season at the level. Do you know how hard that is for a defender and a team as competitive as the Swans? To hold your spot for 16 games in your debut year is a monumental effort. It speaks to consistency, it speaks to reliability, it speaks to a bloke who learned the structures and executed them flawlessly, but it wasn't just about making up the numbers, it was the impact. He took home Sydney's Rising Star Award. Let that sink in at a club filled with young talent, filled with academy prodigies. The mature age recruit from Werribee walks in and claims the Rising Star. That is not a participation trophy. That is an acknowledgement from his peers and the coaches that he was the best young-ish blood coming through. He became a fixture. When the team sheet dropped on a Thursday night, you looked for Bice and you felt safe. You knew what you were going to get. 16 games of pure effort. He wasn't playing for his own stats. He was playing for the jumper. And that's why this extension feels so good. It's earned. It's not potential money, it's performance money. He's put the runs on the board, and the club has backed him in. Right? Let's strip away the emotion for a second and look at the mechanics. Why is Riley Bice so important to the Swans' structure? Why give him 4 years? It's simple. It's the weapons he possesses. In modern footy, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot survive without speed and precision off halfback. The game is too fast. If you stagnate, you die. Bice brings two things that are absolute gold dust: dash and a lethal left boot. That dash across halfback is what breaks lines. When the opposition sets up their zone, when they try to strangle the SCG corridor, you need someone with the guts to take the game on. Bice grabs the Sharon, tucks it under the arm, and goes. He changes the angles. He turns defense into attack in a split second. That dash isn't just running fast, it's aggressive intent. Is looking upfield and saying, "Catch me if you can." And then the left foot. Oh, mate, the left foot. There is something aesthetically pleasing about a beautiful left foot kick, isn't there? It spins differently, it opens up the fat side of the ground. Bice's distribution is elite, he's precise, he hits targets, he doesn't just bomb it long and hope. He lowers the eyes and hits a forward on the chest. That combination, speed to break the line and skill to punish the opposition, is why he has become indispensable. He fits the Swans' transition game perfectly. We need that run. We need that overlap. And Bice provides it in spades. He's not a one-trick pony. He defends hard, yes, but is that offensive weapon from the back half that makes him a nightmare for opposition coaches. They have to man him up. They can't let him run free. And that creates space for everyone else. Let's look at the numbers again. End of 2028, that is a significant chunk of time. He's 25 now. This contract takes him through his absolute prime years. 26, 27, 28. These are the years where a footballer physically and mentally peaks. The Swans have identified that his best footy is right in front of him. But this isn't a wait and see 1-year deal. This is a marriage. This is the club saying, you are a core pillar of our defense for the next half decade. It gives him security. And a player with security is a dangerous player. He doesn't have to play for his contract every week. He can play with freedom. He can take risks, he can lead. And think about the list management perspective. You've locked down a starting 2-2 defender on what we can assume is a fair deal, avoiding the inflation of the open market. If Bice had gone into 2026 without a contract and had another blinder, his price would have skyrocketed. Other clubs would have come sniffing. Oh, look at that mature ager at Sydney. Let's offer him Bitcoin to come home to Victoria. Nook shut the gate. The Swans have closed that door. He's ours. He's off the market. It's a shrewd bit of business. It stabilizes the backline group. You've got your veterans. You've got your kids. And now you've got Bice right in that sweet spot, locked away. It allows the club to focus on other areas, knowing that the halfback flank is sorted. It's brilliant. It's calculated. It's the Swans. Listen to the bloke himself. I love analyzing the quotes, because even in the media-trained world of the AFL, you can hear the genuine nature of a person. Bice said, "Since arriving at the club, everyone has been so welcoming and I have loved my time here so far. I'm really excited about the year ahead and keen to work hard to be the best player I can and contribute to the team as much as I can." Standard stuff maybe, but look at the words, welcoming and love my time. That matters. A player who is happy off the field, plays well on the field. The culture of the Bloods embraces people. They wrap their arms around you. He feels at home in Sydney. He's grateful. And a grateful player is a loyal player. And then look at Leon Cameron, the executive general manager of AFL football. He's seen it all. He knows what makes a player tick. Cameron said, "We've been really pleased with what we've seen from Riley, and this extension is a great reward for his hard work. His willingness to learn has been terrific, and we are excited to have him recommit to the club and looking forward to seeing him continue to develop willingness to learn." That's the key phrase. That's the money quote. It tells you Bice isn't arrogant. He came in as a mature recruit, but he didn't act like he knew it all. He was a sponge. He soaked up the knowledge from the coaches, from the leaders. Leon Cameron values work ethic above all else. When the boss says your willingness to learn has been terrific, that means you've earned the respect of the locker room. That means you're doing the extras. You're watching the tape. You're doing the recovery. That is why you got the contract. Not just the left foot, but the attitude. We need to talk about the cult following. The article mentions it, and is 100% true. The Swans, faithful. We love an underdog. We love a bloke who plays with a bit of mongrel and a bit of flair. Bice has captured the imagination of the SCG. There's a specific noise the crowd makes when Bice gets the ball and starts running. There's a collective intake of breath, followed by a roar of anticipation. We know something is about to happen. He's not a boring player. He's exciting. He's got that X factor, and let's be honest, the mature age recruit tag adds to the legend. We love the idea that he was out there in the VFL, toiling away in the mud at Werribee, while we were waiting for him. It makes his success feel more earned. He's a working class footballer in a white collar city. He represents the grit. When he kicks a goal or lays a massive tackle, the boys get around him. You can see the love in the playing group. They know how hard he's worked to get here. He's not a prima donna, he's a teammate, and the fans feed off that energy. By 2028, this bloke won't just be a cult hero, he'll be a fan favorite, a staple, a name on the back of thousands of kids' jumpers. He represents the hope that if you work hard enough, you can make it, no matter your age. That's a powerful story to have at your football club. So, here's the bottom line. The verdict. This is a massive win for the Sydney Swans. A massive win. We have secured a prime age defender, a precise ball user, a line breaker, and a top tier character until the end of 2028. We have rewarded performance. We have backed in our recruiting strategy. To Riley Bice, good on ya, mate. You earned every cent of this deal. Keep running, keep breaking lines, keep using that lethal left boot. The SCG is your playground. Now, to the fans, get excited. This is a piece of the puzzle that stays in place. This is how you build a dynasty, brick by brick, signature by signature. We are interested in flash in the pan success. We want sustained excellence. And Riley Bice is a part of that excellence. The 2025 season was just the appetizer. 16 games and a Rising Star Award, that was the intro. Now, with the contract sorted, with the security in his pocket, watch him explode. Watch him take it to another level. The league better watch out, because the Swans are locking and loading. Go, the Bloods!